Good morning, Sustainable Stewards and Battle Axe channel. Guys, I'm making this video for both channels because it pertains to both channels today. So here's the question, guys. What have we or are you doing to adjust your preparations and your game plans of action to what is happening right now in the Ukraine with Russia? Anything or nothing? That's the question, guys. Well, my husband and I are adjusting. Guys, your preparations and your plans should always be fluid, all right? You should have an ironclad plan for certain situations, absolutely. But in your daily life, you should be adjusting and pivoting towards or against possible threats and things like this. Here's an example. My youngest daughter, age 12, Ruby, was spending the night last night at her sister's with my two grandsons. 9:30 last night, we found out that Russia was bombing the Ukraine, and for all intents and purposes, they are at war. Not necessarily with us, but we also know that Putin came out in a great way yesterday and threatened not only the U.S., but the NATO nations, and said if we retaliate in any way, that we would see instant retaliation against us in a major way that like we've never seen before in our history. Guys, my husband and I take these people at their word. We don't believe he's blowing smoke. We don't believe that he is bluffing like everybody always thinks. And we are not really willing to risk the safety of our family on the talking heads to say that he's not going to do what he says he's going to do. So what did we do last night at 9:30? We saw the news. We took 15 minutes to find out what was going on, evaluate the situation. And both my husband and I agreed that we were going to pick up our youngest daughter. So we drove at 10 o'clock at night last night, 35 minutes, to pick up our youngest daughter from our oldest daughter and son-in-law's home. Why did we do that? Because if something happens, we do not want my daughter and son-in-law to have responsibility over our youngest daughter. They've got a brand new newborn baby and a 1-year-old. They have enough to concern themselves with. Not that they wouldn't. Of course, they love our daughter, and they would do their best to care for her and protect her. But we don't want them to be put in that position, okay? Other things that we are doing. We will not be taking any more drives any further than 1 hour from the homestead until this situation with Russia, NATO, and the U.S. calms down. We are watching the atmosphere, the geopolitical atmosphere, and we are taking actions in our daily lives to put ourselves in the best position if something happens to be successful in whatever challenges we face. So we won't be going within any more than 1 hour from our property, one. Number two, our youngest will no longer be spending the night at her sister's or my mother's or anywhere else for that matter until this calms down. And three, there are things that we had planned a month, 2 months out that are getting pushed up, such as we did need a bed for one of the spare rooms in case the kids had to come home. So these types of small things will be pushed up. What are you doing, guys? Are you making present day adjustments in what you see is going on geopolitically or nationally or whatever to be successful, to overcome the challenges of the day? I submit that if you are not, it's almost irresponsible to not make adjustments. Ruby, can you stop him, please? Sorry, guys, this dog is always licking and itching, and he's got allergies. We've done what we can for him, but it becomes literally mental torture to listen to it all the time. So she had to stop him. So there are things we have done and are doing to do that. I know that one of the things my family has to do is secure a better telecommunication system. We've been researching and trying to do our best to find out what that could be, whether it's walkie-talkies, even being within 5 miles distance is a big deal in a bad situation. Whether that is my husband getting his ham radio license or starting that class, or just getting a ham and we don't use it. We just listen, and in a bad situation, then we use it. Because if all hell breaks loose, let's just be honest. The government's not watching who's on their little ham radios, talking 30 minutes away. So we're still trying to hash that out. We still have things we're hashing out. Another thing that's getting done, I'm leaving here in a little bit. We have a good gas storage, but I'm topping off all of my hand tanks and topping off the big gas tank. We've got, these are things that anybody should be doing. If something happens, we're better off. Obviously, we're in a better position to succeed. The very least that will happen, guys, is our gas prices are going to go up severely from this. That's probably a guaranteed. And you talk to anybody, that's going to happen. So getting gas today is only going to save us money tomorrow. Okay, guys? So there's nothing we're doing. We're not doing this out of fear. We're doing this out of wisdom. We are watching the climate and we are making adjustments, which I highly encourage and suggest you do the same. You pray about it. You talk about it. You decide what's best for your families, and implement your plans. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I want to be an encouragement to you. I want you to understand that we don't do things out of fear, but we do them out of wisdom. My daughter called me today. She's a part of some of these Snapchat mommy groups. There was young 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old mothers on there that thought Chicago and LA and New York were under attack from Russia. Like, they didn't even know what was going on. Others, Biden's the greatest president in the world, wouldn't let anything happen to it. We're in the safest place in the world. Nothing could have it. She said these girls said America could never have war on their shores. We're in the safest place. And she awakened to my eyes to how much ignorance there is in, especially the young people, but just in Americans in general. And she's a part of kind of these social media type of groups and platforms where I am not, and I don't, and the fact of the matter is, guys, there's a lot of naive people out there. Don't be in that category. Don't join them in their naivety, okay? Don't be ignorant. Don't think that nothing can ever not happen in America, guys. Don't prep because you're fearful. You prep because you're wise, because all of humanity has done it since the beginning of time. And that's how we have survived through the centuries, through the eons, guys. Got it? All right. That's all I have for you today. I'm going to be coming out with some videos on sustainable stewards starting this afternoon. I'm opening up my seed vault, guys. So get ready for that. Going to be talking on the Battle Axe channel with my husband again this week. And Dr. Stefan Pigeon is going to be on. I'm hoping for next week. I got to contact him for part 2 of our first video. So guys, God bless you. Take care and love on your family today.